so many different choices to make, you felt so confused on making sure you choose the right choice. Have you ever done that? Have you? We got a little, y'all listen. It's a little story. Your parents who think your schedule is overloaded give you an ultimatum. Give up your spot on the cheerleading squad or quit volunteering at the public library. You love to do both. Cheerleading keeps you physically fit and working at the library keeps you mentally fit. What should you do? The youth pastor just posted a list of summer missions opportunities. Help build low-income houses with the Habitat for Humanity, assist with Vacation Bible School, join a team sharing the gospel at the beach, or do yard work for disabled people. You would like to do all these projects, but you only have 1 week off before you start your summer job. Which project will you choose? Your best friend's parents have just invited you to join their family on a vacation to Mexico, but the trip conflicts with the timing of a special college level course that you will need just about seal your admission to the university you want to attend. You can't do both, but both would broaden your experiences. How can you possibly decide between the two? Many choices are easy. Should you do drugs or do God? Watch an X-rated video or walk out of the room? Steal a CD or pay for it? You know the right choice in these situations, but how about when it's not a question of right or wrong? When the option seems more or less equal, you need some solid guidance and a healthy dose of wisdom. Y'all understand all that?
Mm-hmm.
Steps. There are steps in making a right decision on anything. You know, little choices. Little choices may not really affect you as much. Example, you know, should you do your homework? Should you brush your teeth? Should you go to bed at 9 or should you stay up to 12? I mean, choices like that really, you know, is not a matter. Yes, you could pay the consequences when your parents gets on to you, but it's not going to affect your life most of the time. It's not. But big choices may affect you at the moment or the rest of your life. That's what you got to realize when you're making choices. If you're making choices, you know, to smoke that cigarette, to drink that beer, you know, we can all look at it and say, well, my friend did it, they fine. But you don't ever know the effect that situation can cause on you. You could actually, like I've said before, just one sip of alcohol, one smoke of a cigarette, marijuana, drugs, or whatever, you could be addicted for the rest of your life over just one time. And by doing it that one time, that's the choice that you made, and it could really affect your life from that time on out. You know, and it can go on down to after high school. Should I go to college or go to work? Should I go out with my Christian friends, or my other friends who are just a little on the wild side? You know, like I said right here, should I try that first cigarette, beer, or drug, or should I just say no? Should I give into sex or just say no? Should I go to church? Should I pray? Should I read my Bible? The proper steps in making the correct choices in life, first of all, stay in church, youth group, read your Bible daily. Pray before making any decision by asking God for His guidance. Before any decision that's big in our lives, I mean, if it's we know we've got a lot of peer pressure on us right now of what college to attend, drinking beer, smoking cigarettes, going off to college, anything that's a big decision in your life. You need to consider God first. You need to ask God what He wants you to do, because He'll guide you. Second of all, you need to consider the effect and the consequences of your decision. That's what needs to go through your mind when something's telling you to go do this and go do that. Consider the effect and the consequences of your decision, how it's going to affect you. Consider your heart's desire. follow your heart only if it is totally surrendered to God. If your heart is totally surrendered to God, and you're in church and you're reading your Bible and you're studying, follow your heart. Your heart will never lead you wrong if your heart's with God. Take into account the seriousness of the situation. In less important situations, one decision may be just as God as another, while other circumstances may require the godly counsel of your parents, teachers, or pastors. What I'm saying here is, if you're not hearing what to do, and your back's up against the wall, you've talked to your friends, you can't get nothing out of your friends, rather than just giving into that desire, you're gonna have to. You need to. Just like I tell you all the time, anything that y'all need, anything I need to talk about, talk to us. I mean, we're here for you. It wouldn't dare never leave between me and Tanya. Sometimes you feel like you can't talk to your parents. I know that. You know, your teachers at school, you may not want to talk to them. You may not want to talk to the pastor. I don't know. You may not want to talk to me, but you need to find somebody to go talk to. Somebody that leads you, but not just anybody. It needs to be a Christian, somebody that's in church. If I go talk to an uncle or a cousin that you know that's not saved, that you know is in the worldly sins, they're going to guide you wrong. And remember, this is number 6 right here. It's Isaiah 30:21. Your ears shall hear a word behind you, saying, this is the way, walk in it, whenever you turn to the right hand or whenever you turn to the left. They're saying, follow your heart. It's like I said, listen to God. He's going to guide you in the right ways of life. I'm going to read on here after I said that. As with everything, the first step you should take is to consult with God. Consider the pros and cons of each option you have, as well as the short and long-range consequences of your decision. Consider to your heart's desire. You can only trust your heart, but only if it is totally surrendered to God. Take into account the seriousness of the situation. In less important situations, one decision may be just as good as another, while other circumstances may require the godly counsel of your parents, teachers, or pastors. And number 5, that was number 4, but number 5 is, in those gray areas of life, a wrong decision may be uncomfortable, but is usually not life-shattering. If you realize you've made the wrong choice, reverse it if possible. Learn from your mistake. Don't get down on yourself. Think back to the decision-making process you've used and revise it in the next time you have a tricky choice to make. And always listen for that voice that says, this is the way. Walk in it. These are things, that you need to say, I will do. This is when something comes in your life and you've got a choice to make. First of all, consult with God. Second of all, think carefully about where each choice I'll make may take me. Third, consider the long and short range consequences of my choices. Fourth, realize that I cannot leave significant decisions to chance. You can't chance it. Like I say now, that's a choice you're going to have to make in life when that's thrown out in front of you, that alcohol, that cigarette, and a lot of y'all may have already experienced all of them. I don't know. I'm not asking you to tell me nothing.